Hello, Green Man. Alright, I think that's everywhere. Let's just start. So, yeah, as it says on the tin, I'm just doing a bit of practicing for our upcoming Let's Play of AVP2 of the Marine campaign. We've done the Alien and we've done the Predator campaign, but we haven't got around to starting the Marine campaign yet. So, as I always promised, when I'm doing some practices, I'll live stream them. I will try to be quiet for the cutscenes and the dialogue and stuff like that, because I want to pay attention. I assume you guys would like to pay attention too. Let's go. Yeah, online still playable. Master Server patch was taken over by the guys at AVP Unknown. There's still plenty of servers on there.
Hurry up, Frosty. We ain't got all day.
Don't you have work to do?
Everybody's waiting on you. Heck, I even prepped your gear for you. Isn't that nice of me?
Thanks, Duke. I'll remember who's asked to pull out of the fire first when everything goes to hell.
Duke, we have an operation to run here. Quit flirting and get back to work.
I think that was a sting from the original game's music.
Get around and listen up.
Say original classic.
6 weeks ago, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation lost contact with a research facility on LV-1201. We're here to find out why. Duke, what are we looking at?
A suicide mission. Hell, we're still short 8 soldiers and our synthetic after that last drop. Half our equipment's out of commission.
There's time pressure involved, and we won the distance lottery. Skip the commentary and tell us what we're dealing with.
The basic layout is 2 heavily fortified installations, primary operations complex and forward observation pods. The sites are connected by a secure tunnel network.
Johnson, flight plan.
Not much to work with, sir.
I vote for an airstrike, sir.
Negative. The higher-ups want the site intact, survivors or not. We're cleared for light and medium munitions, but no heavy stuff. That means no airstrikes and no Alice. Sorry, Harrison.
We're supposed to evac survivors?
Our orders are to put out fires, then dig in and wait for the 6th.
I like the bullet stopper.
Beta section will remain here until the ground position is secure.
All right, boys, let's roll.
Johnson, where the hell did you learn to fly?
Flight school, the same place that taught me not to fly blind in hurricane winds.
What'll it take to get airborne?
A landing beacon and wind shear data for a start. Plus the ship's a little beat up. Stabilizer's jammed. I can fix it, but it'll take me an hour or so. The antenna's fried though.
So much for calling down reinforcements.
Once we control the complex, we'll control an entire subspace array. Hall, red team, get the power online.
They did
White
hit the
team,
cliff.
locate security control. Blackwell, you take Shugi and Harrison and make for the landing bay. We need that wind shear radar up and the landing site clear and powered. Once you've done that, activate the beacon.
You heard the man. Move it.
Flight school. Hard landing. Dropship has sustained minor damage. Contact lost with Dropship 2 and White Team. We'll need the landing beacons online at the northern landing before I feel safe enough to order Johnson airborne again. That means Hall's team is headed to restore the power core. Blackwell's boys will make for the landing. There's just 3 of them, but Harrison's been lucky for me in the past. They call him Frosty for a reason. Cool under pressure. So I'm pretty much just practicing for our proper Let's Play. So I am going to be wandering around and having a good look. Can't remember what I bound to me. There it is. Okay. It's been about a year since I've played the Marine campaign. And early on with Throne the hacking tool, which was new for this game, and it was always a little something I really enjoyed about this one. Just that added extra aliens feel. Always on our own. That's locked into it, yeah, okay. Hello, Robinson. Come on, Peter. Those poor guys. Yeah, definitely one of my favourite games as well. I spent so much of my teen years on this one. We're finally planning on doing our Let's Play of the Marine campaign soon, so just getting some practicing, having a wander around, seeing if there's any secrets I've since forgotten. Probably just play for a couple of hours tonight and then maybe a couple of hours tomorrow night as well. Figured I'd live stream the practices. Not much exciting stuff going off at this point. Oh, damn right, Peter, damn right. The way the stories actually connected to each other were easily one of the highlights of the campaigns for this game. I mean, AVP Classic I thought always got the feel right, but it was essentially just three mini games with not a great deal of narrative. Especially like the Predator one. I think the first 3 missions had at least a loose narrative before the last 2 missions were just random. But tone and feel of those was great, but this one, just the narrative aspect of it was fantastic. I think the cel shaded graphics let it down a little bit compared. Oh. Convict didn't do very well. Yeah, Green Man, I really enjoyed 2010's combat mechanics. You know, the rock, paper, scissors aspect of it. It didn't do well for everybody, especially until it was better balanced by the patches after release. But I always liked it because I thought it was very visceral, and the combat felt a lot more in your face and involved.
Major McCain, we've reached the southeast entrance. Doesn't look like anybody's home. Security systems are offline.
We're picking up some scattered energy sources. Probably emergency backups. Still no response on the emergency channel, sir.
Again, agreed, Peter. You know, reading the logs and finding out about the the convicts and how they all came together with Blaney. But that was the thing, you know, I don't necessarily think that kind of, you know, with all the logs was a done thing at this time. And it's entirely optional, you know, you don't necessarily know that story unless you go hunting for all the logs. Well, they didn't call it AVP3 really. That was just what everybody called it because, you know, it was the one after 2. It was just Aliens versus Predator. Shame we never got an AVP3, you know, sequel as into this one.
Major, we're at the power core.
How's it look?
Okay. Duke is restarting the system.
Looks like the whole system was shut off. So once the main grid is online, we'll still have to reset the local relays to get the lights back on in each sector. When you finish there, find the landing bay and get the systems online so we can land this bird.
What about Harrison?
We have to assume he won't make it.
Well, here's one of them. Report Joss Blaney. I told myself I'd stick to regs, but the chaos gets in the way. Who's to say anyway? The POC is dead. Don't blame the commander too much. Nothing in the outflow should have caused that kind of explosion. Anyway, he died trying to fix it and brought us time to evacuate the lower crew quarters. A lot of us went down with him though. With just a handful of security I've got left, it'll be tough to hold both landing bays until Rykov shows. Oops. You know what, I just realised my cam is covering up the motion tracker. That's going to be helpful for me. And the log is situation bad, getting worse. Blackwell's team tripped some sort of booby trap. Harrison was inside, but I think he's alive. His AV feeds are down, but his life signs are still coming through. I'm hoping he can still hear me on the radio. Bottom line is, we're cut off from the landing now, so it's up to him to get the beacon up and wave us home. He'd better hurry too. We're getting ghost readings on the motion tracker. Something's out there, and I think it's hunting us. So, like all the pings on this with the false positives, you know, down here. Where we find the bugs and stuff. The game had great tension. Was AVP Extinction a sequel? No, it was its own thing. I forget the name of the planet that it was on. It was like 1-7 something, I think. But no, narratively it wasn't connected to this. As far as I remember anyway. Check the generator thoroughly for gas and oil. If we lose this generator, we lose power to the rest of our sentry guns. Once you're certain it's good to go, initial on the list below and include time and date. If you miss your rotation, you go half rations. We have to be disciplined. Since Rykov and Eisenberg haven't sent us any help, we must assume that they're in worse straits than us. There's got to be a reason they haven't sent help. Poor bug. No. I hate how they removed the night vision for the Marines in 2010. I actually kind of prefer flares and a torch, to be honest. I very rarely use the night vision in either classic or AVP2. Yeah, Extinction was fun. Shouldn't really have been on a console. I forgot about that. don't think I ever actually finished Extinction. I think I got to the last mission on all the campaigns, but I didn't finish them off. This was years ago when it first came out. If I remember rightly, the torch was actually new to this version, to 2. Wasn't in Classic. I think there's a lot of aesthetic stuff around, you know, in this very first mission that's really cool, because we get the alien style elevator coming up soon. Any more logs? So yeah, the processor style elevator. It's always one of the things that I think really makes me appreciate one of the games, is just how much it reminds me of the actual aesthetics of the films, and this one always did really well with it. I had a heated conversation with Dr. Eisenberg today. He's an arrogant one. His family is powerful. The founders of modern synthetics hold great sway on the Weyland-Yutani board. Still, he's overestimating his protection. His father's foray into medical applications leaves investors cold. Dubious profit and dubious technology. See, this is where we get our basic hint that Eisenberg's could potentially have had his brain implanted in a synthetic here. Yes, he's had successes in printing neural patterns onto synthetic adaptive networks, but costs are insane. A handful might afford such operations, and there's rumours of facility loss, emotional alterations and instability. Of course, given what his subjects are generally terminal beforehand, who's to say it's the procedure? And more of Blaney. Since Brown, Miller and, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that one, have vanished, everyone else will have to pull double shifts. When you're at the transmitter, stay alert to regular patterns, anything other than static. We have to let the pods know that we're still alive. They have to come for us. So yeah, I mean, this is all entirely... I like that. I like the map again, aliens. It's all entirely optional, like this Blaney aspects of the story. I remember being genuinely hurt when I found Blaney because of the logs. That's how yeah. I forget where his body is. Is it in the vents or is it in the secret room? Oh, Rizzo. Yeah, I mean, the multiplayer is still alive and kicking, fortunately. You just get the master server patch from EVP Unknown, and you know, those guys took over the master servers, and there's still plenty active going around.
Good work, Marine. Harrison, find the nearest security office and restore the defense grid for the bay. Shugi, Blackwell, this dropship is our lifeline. Don't let anything get near it. Am I understood?
Yes, sir.
They never wanted to give you AI friends. Yeah, near the bathroom area. Yeah, that's right. If I survive, I'm recommending Harrison for a medal. He pulled through for us. Landing beacon and all. Unfortunately, security is still down. Until we restore the security, this dropship feels like a beached whale waiting for the gulls to feed. Good news, if you call it that, the plans show a security station on sub-level 3, 10-minute run. Bad news is that I can't spare the manpower. If we lose this dropship, no one goes home. I hate to even send one soldier, but security isn't coming on by itself either. Oh, Harrison's capable of everything. We should know this by now. Again, Peter, that's sort of the point of having these practice runs through first, so I can remember where everything is. Just quickly check. Okay, F6. One of the problems is quick save's the thing that you need to get to. You need to use for the current sort of OSs. At least for me, my normal save doesn't work. And if I remember rightly, this was in fact the demo from the PC Gamer magazine. I think that's the secret room down there, isn't it? This morning, the refrigerator in the admin lounge seems to be warming everything inside rather than cooling. Okay, that's not exactly the most entertaining of logs. So it's locked now. I think that turns back on when we power up everything, if I remember rightly.
Corridor 1C and 1D. All clear. Entry clear. Signs of gunfire though. Damage from explosives, probably frag grenades. I'm not seeing bodies.
What we got there? Bacon? I regret to inform you that I cannot approve Dr. Morita's transfer back to Gateway due to his extremely time-sensitive research. He is elected to press on with his current duties. Sassy scientist had some fun covers in this.
No way. Somebody tell me that's just a boot. That better be a boot. Hey, it's a boot.
Remember rightly, we get some aliens through there in a bit. Working on a 3-part Alien fanfic for years that's the direct sequel to this game. Yeah, can't argue with that, Peter. I mean, did you know there was a novelisation of this game in Hungarian?
Hey, slow down there, dude.
I can't believe I'm filling this out. Fine, my reason is that Cheever, now he was a developer on the game, Nathan Cheever, we actually spoke to him on the podcast. Kaplan, Mendleton and Murray are missing. No, dead. It isn't the bugs either. I keep telling the convicts that it isn't the damn bugs, but they're thick-headed. They know that we're running low on manpower, that we'll need them soon. Still, Xavier, their de facto leader, seems better. I've shown him the blade marks and the plasma burns. He says he understands that what we're up against and that we're going to have to stick together. Yeah, it doesn't look like something good's happened here, does it? Please prepare transportation for personnel arriving on the next supply ship. Oh, and Dr. Morita's already dead. Some boots after that earlier mention. Natasha, I'm sorry. If I'd have heard sooner, you know I would have done something. I wanted to shoot him, but there's so few of us. The cons won't work with me without Xavier. So there it is. I flinched. At least I came when I did, before it got too bad. Can you forgive me? Will it help if I tell you I can't sleep since then? It'll be okay though. Between Xavier and I, we'll all get through this. Blaney. What we got? The weapon magazine. With the Sigourney testing out the flamethrower from behind the scenes of Aliens. And what kind of looks like an SA-80, which they had hidden away on the Sulaco's armory. But it's one of those blink and you'll miss it kind of things with that. Yeah, it was called The Force Chase, the novel. I would have really liked to have seen it, but unauthorized novels and everything. I do believe this is when we get our first taste of aliens. Okay, Blaney, stop ducking me. No more holding out. Mattingly told me that you know the combinations on the gun lockers in Remote Tunnel 2. We need those now. We've lost another 2 cons. Don't tell me they walked into the bug zone. You've convinced me now. Back up your word. I wish I wasn't covering up my motion tracker here. That's where we find Blaney, isn't it? Yeah, there. Yep, there he is. F for respect, guys. Well, the classics music was fantastic as well. Is it behind here? Yeah. So that was one of the downsides to this game. Yep, Dr. Morita definitely died. Yeah, so, you know, they had set spawning locations, unlike the first game, which tried to go for a bit more of a dynamic AI type thing. where they spawned and then would find you. I think that kind of static spawning for the aliens worked a bit better in 2010 because they would be in the you know, in the nooks in the wall and stuff like that, and it just looked, aesthetically speaking, better. God, 20 years ago, really. It really has been that ridiculously long, hasn't it? Hey, Joe. Welcome, mate. Yeah, I'm just getting some practice in for the Let's Play that you've been asking for. I need some of this health. Oh no! Damn it. I'm admittedly struggling a little bit without the motion tracker. There was Peter. It was that one that I went to earlier that was locked. I think it doesn't open until now. Yeah, damn right, it's still a good looking game. Maybe jump. That room, I'm sure. Yeah, it's this one. So it's unlocked now. There it is. Seen better days. Much of anything else going in this one though. Yeah, it still looks good, Joe. Still does. And yeah, flamethrower was useless in 2010 Green Man, definitely. But it was Rich Ragsdale did the music for Classic 2, Extinction, and I think the very first iteration of Colonial Marines. So you know, it was the same composer for all those stuff. Hey, Darkness.
Where the hell did you come from?
How you doing, man?
I told you I'd pull your ass out of the fire, dude. Where's Hall?
She's gone, Frosty.
Oh, that's fair, Peter.
Tanker's
Yeah.
badly burned.
They were everywhere.
Wonder what the intention was.
My motion tracker can read life signs, right?
Sure.
Listen, you heard Hall's briefing. These things are parasites. They need hosts. They'll want her alive.
Hall's toast. Let's get the hell out of here.
He's right, Frosty. She's gone.
I'm not leaving without her. If our data's right, they'll take her for incubation. That's their weakness.
Not much of a weakness.
I'll take what I can get.
You know, I'm going to unplug my webcam, see if that gets rid of
We'll be monitoring you from the APC.
No, that did not get rid of me.
There isn't much time. You better get moving.
Just left me frozen, actually. Hang on. That's annoying. Can't remember where it is. Oh, there we go. Can see what I'm doing now.
According to the schematics, you're heading toward the end of the storage area.
I also have the DLC for the. Yeah, do you mean Primal Hunt, Alien and Predator fam, the expansion pack? Damn bugs. Keep this area clean. We are not your mothers. Wonder if that's no milk. I was wondering if that was going to be a Balaji tribute to the cigarettes then. I will do. I'll get a PS5 when Spidey 2 comes out. But I'm not bothering until then. I believe this area looks very similar to one of the ones in the first mission for the Alien campaign. Don't know if it's intended to be the same area, I can't remember. Because it would have been one of these windows, not this one, because you crawl under this as a Alien. Would it have been that window? Because there was...
You're heading toward the main personnel.
It might not have been. It certainly looks the same geometry.
Frosty, this is suicide.
What was the sting for there? What did I miss? Yeah. Don't you wish you could just go back and play Isolation for the first time again? I'm surprised how smoothly that thing ran on the Switch. It was really good on the Switch. Predators have been around here. Oh, Joe, man. It's half the challenge of that game is the satisfaction of beating it because of the way it makes you feel. Because of how hard it is and how scary it is. You know, the Marine campaigns for this and Classic used to scare me shitless. You know, I have distinct memories of the third mission from Classic when you get inside the atmosphere processor, and I wouldn't dare leave the APC. This one always shit me up as well. Like, I love the cocooned, the interactable cocooned people in this. Oh, Monolith did a fantastic job. Damn right, Beta Isolation is definitely one of the best games. Yeah, and the first few missions of 2010 in the Marine campaign were fantastic too. Where are you? Oh, yeah. You know, I think I said at the time, you know, when I played it, that was the first time I'd been genuinely scared of an Alien game for years since playing, you know, these. And then when Isolation came out, that was the benchmark for the last time I'd been scared. Was, you know, those first few Marine missions in 2010. That guy. I can't remember if he chest bursts or not, but I do find myself wanting night vision here. Do we have night vision yet? Mark, I wish you could have just seen the look on their faces when Appel blew up like that. He's such a passive guy. There must have been a lot brown on that skin for him to pop like that. The place was trashed. Nothing like getting some ammo. From a dead body. I will always go the Sulaco map designs from Colonial Marines. Yes, I will give Colonial Marines the expansion of the Sulaco. You know, they did work with Sid Mead on that one, and I think the rest of the stuff they came up with looked great. Resurrection's a game I didn't actually get. I haven't played. I've got it, but I never played it. I didn't have it as a kid, and I just haven't got around to playing it as an adult. I understand it's rock solid. Well, I'll play it eventually because we'll Ridgestop and I'll do stuff for the channel with that one. And the eggs as well. I think that was a development from Classic because they had eggs in it, but I don't remember them popping face huggers like they do in this. Da, 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 da. It's a bit of a timeline fluff a Burke situation. Shouldn't have had the time to have been infected. Where are you? See, everybody always says Stasis Interrupted was great, but I'm not sure. Where are you? I don't think I'll ever be able to forgive Colonial Marines or Stasis Interrupted for Turk.
Check your six, Frosty. Come on, folks. You can make it. They're still coming. Stay focused, Frosty.
You see, I would have been glad to have had Hicks back too if Michael Biehn had sounded like he was having any semblance of fun. Oh, here again. Poor Frosty. He's just seen some things. I believe it's the nice tunnel one. Yeah, Joe, you know, that was one of the things he said while working on Far Cry was how much fun he had on it compared to Colonial Marines. It was just a paycheck, but, you know, he slagged off Gearbox, basically. Saying that they didn't care about aliens. And that was reflected in his performance.
I don't think Open Sesame's gonna work, sir.
How about we use Duke as a battering ram? Just get that door open. We're sitting ducks.
I'll go.
Got more balls than brains, son. Exactly what this assignment calls for.
Honestly, in terms of...
IR for you, but you'll drain your battery quickly.
Oh, now we've got IR.
Short stretches. Don't worry
There we
about
go.
it too much.
Right, this mission ain't stupid enough without equipment problems.
Deal with it, Duke. Harrison, good luck. Looking good, Frosty.
Yeah, Lance gives everything to his all. Gives his all to everything. Let's can't deny that. And honestly, in terms of Hicks's return and Michael Biehn's return, and speaking of Lance as well, you know, I really like the audio drama of William Gibson's Alien 3. I really liked having them back in that. I should have had a better look around up there.
We're in business.
Bye, Alien and Predator fan.
Alright, I got an update. Mother can't override the access codes as long as the tunnel security system remains online. So we're gonna have to do this the hard way. The tunnels are divided into sections by containment areas. Short tunnels gated on either end, similar to an airlock. With the security system active, only one gate in a section can be opened at a time. Mother thinks a single Marine on foot would allow an APC to move through the tunnel section by section. Harrison, I'm gonna need you to find the primary control terminal. That's the first control station.
Is that another convict? I think so. Yeah, the false positives of the insects, Joe, were fantastic in this. Yeah, definitely, Peter. You know, it's Sigourney, then it's Lance, and then it's William Hope. William Hope being in far more than the casual fan would probably realise. You know, he did Predator voices in this game. Oh, that's where I came in, isn't it? Yeah.
Alright, you should be right near the next control station.
Nothing massively interesting there. I do love that effect. I don't think any of the other games have done different door states like that. Oh shit. Weren't expecting him to actually barge through. Yeah, damn right, Peter. Bill Hope was just perfect in as Waits in Isolation. Yeah, he's done a bunch of like the audio dramas and stuff like that as well. What am I missing? That's what I'm missing. I love that they can crawl when they're not fully dead. Oh, you daft bugger. Yeah, it was Groves in 2010. Although Groves as a... I wonder if there's anything in that event actually. Groves as a character in 2010 just seemed to have got dropped, which was a bit of a waste. No, nothing. Oh no, he doesn't hold a candle at all to Eisenberg. Again, because I feel like it was just dropped and wasn't used properly in 2010. Though here's a question for you, Peter: Eisenberg or Church? Nice, forgot about that. Jump. Yeah, agreed. I think I'd prefer Church as well. I can never remember where to get the welding torch from on this bit. Although I understand the need to discourage espionage, I think the latest measures go beyond prudent safeguards. By tying the security layer to the node protocol, you do prevent any unauthorized transmissions in the system. However, the data layer is by definition an open layer and vulnerable to attack. The collapse of this layer could result in cascade failure of the entire node tree. We're talking a cold reboot, 15 minutes downtime. Given the hostility of this world, I'd hate to be without protection for 1 minute, let alone 15. That is a bit of setup for what we caused to happen. So I've picked it up now. Okay. Yeah, Church's backstory, I think, is really what makes him stand out among, you know, all the mad scientists. That single issue is probably one of the best issues of alien lore at all. Although I do really like Blue Marsalis from the Cold Forge, because I just love to hate her. Kleist I could never get behind. I never really enjoyed Kleist, I've got to be honest. I think a lot of that's because I not a big fan of Rogue the comic. Was an unnecessary detour. Blue was a terrible person, but what was so interesting about Blue was that she was such an awful person, but what she was trying to achieve, despite it being massively selfish, would have benefited mankind so much. So, you know, it was very much a win-win situation. I always thought she was really compelling as a character. Dr. Kadinsky from Extinction. I don't remember Extinction well enough to really comment. It's one of those ones I do intend on getting to in my replays for the channel, but no, it wasn't one I played a hell of a lot of, to be honest. I'm looking forward to eventually getting to Thanatos Encounter for the channel, actually, because I played a lot of that as a in my teens as well. You know, I couldn't drag my PC and AVP2 around with me, so I had Thanatos Encounter in my Game Boy Color. Well, what happened to him in the MP? You're gonna have to remind me. Well, tell me. Full stop, not remind me. Poor dead folk.
Carter, Mulder, Wade, you're up. Head for section 4.
Alright, can we go through here now? No. He was ritualistically tortured and sacrificed by predators for his experiments on him. Okay. I'm not sure which game to move on to after this one, so I don't know whether to... might move on and try Extinction next. Oh, looks like a Marine. Concrete jungle. Yeah, I started replaying that with the intent of doing it. No, let go. I don't think I can save him. Of doing it earlier this year before Hunting Grounds came out, but we just didn't get time to do it. We ended up doing the campaign, Predator campaign for this instead. Sure there's something up here to explore. Yeah, it was in the day of clunky third person, and I know that still sort of persists now as well. No? Oh, what we got? Some flares. Nothing too exciting. No, I do remember Extinction being quite good, Peter. You know, it was just that limitation of RTS on a console at the time that didn't really do that kind of thing. I'd still like to see... Ooh. Still like to see like a larger scale RTS on something like PC nowadays. Be an alien game without some sewer stuff. killed him on top of it. It was always a shame you couldn't use the power loaders in this game. I mean, I know we got the exosuit and Alice and everything, but I think at the time the power loader stuff hadn't been overplayed, so it would have been nice. Where we're going.
All right, Marine. Now shut down that security console.
Joe, you'll have to send me some pictures of those painted power loaders. Love your stuff.
What's going on, Major? Mother says the Weyland-Yutani schematics lack pertinent data, which means... Put it this way, if there are survivors at the pods, their situation just got a whole lot worse.
Yep. And that's when we help the aliens invade the pods in the Alien campaign.
Looks like the pods are intact. I'm seeing survivors at the base.
Such a cool design for the facility.
Gentlemen, welcome to the forward observation pods.
You took down our defense grid.
Your corporation decided we didn't need the complete details of your security protocols.
We made alterations. You can never be too safe.
Apparently you can. Regardless, my men are ready to deploy immediately if necessary.
You're too late. We've repaired what can be repaired. 6 of my men died today.
Sorry to hear that.
Including
But the
Dunya's
situation is
boyfriend,
contained.
I think.
We're still assessing the situation. The pods are intact, but we have teams in the field for biological and archaeological research.
Even after what happened to the POC?
This facility is self-contained. With security running properly, we're perfectly safe. Besides, we've wired the tunnels with charges. We can seal them remotely in case of contamination.
3 teams still haven't reported. You may have killed more than we know.
We'll do whatever we can to get them out.
We should move inside.
I'd like to reestablish our communication link with the POC.
I'm afraid the landline was severed when the facility was overrun.
We've set up a booster transmitter in the tunnels. With your permission, my soldiers can modify
Did
their
anybody else
software
get
to utilize
Alan
our
Rickman
transmitter.
snipe
Of course.
vibes from
If you
Eisenberg?
could lend us a terminal, Harrison here can perform the work.
Technician Styles, please take this gentleman to the control deck. Assist him in any way necessary.
Oh, it is me on my own.
Isolate the Marines' communication channels. We don't want them asking embarrassing questions of pod personnel. You prepared the rosters?
Yes, General.
Will it hold up to investigation?
Without bodies, who can prove where they died? In the tunnels, as we'll claim, or 6 weeks ago in the POC.
We do what we must. Go then.
Yeah, Joe, I've seen the Upper Decks board game. I'm going to just read this first. The good news, we have found survivors. Dr. Eisenberg and his head of security, General Rykoff, greeted us on arrival. Only they weren't happy. Reportedly, Mother's virus didn't just take down the tunnel security, it also tore a hole in the pod's defense grid big enough for a herd of bugs to run through. They've had fatalities in the pods and lost contact with a large archaeological team, 24 scientists and labourers. I've offered to assist, starting with getting Harrison to restore contact to the Verloc. We may be needing her cold sleep chambers for emergency medical evacuation. I'd ask my local to get a hold of the game as well, Joe, but distribution at the minute in the UK is just terrible because of the virus and everything, so I might end up... I don't like buying not from my local, but I think I'm going to have to just to make sure I get it.
Down that corridor on your right. Bear left at the junction. It's at the end of the hall.
Still haven't got the other card game. Oh wait, no, yeah, Upper Deck's the card game. It's Gale Force that's another Glorious Day in the Core. Yeah, I don't have either. And I'm probably going to end up having to get both directly from the manufacturers. It's communication. Was that Tomoko in there? I believe that's Tomoko. Yeah, exactly, Yarman. You know, 1201 isn't just Hadley's Hope, but there's clearly the vibes of those, you know, of Hadley's Hope and of the Nostromo. So it feels very much in universe, while still being entirely, you know, original. I mean, you didn't see this in universe, not universe. You didn't see that in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we're bugged out here. God damn it. Go around. If we can. No, we can't. Actually, make sure we go in this time.
Sorry, sir.
Fair enough. I still can't go back that way. That is an annoying bug. I wonder if that's just... I don't remember it doing that before. Yeah, I've seen videos of the Upper Deck one, Joe. It does looks good.
Access transmission protocols.
I'm actually looking at getting an overhead camera rig so I can do some videos of like things like legendary encounters and that Upper Deck game. I mean, I'll probably wait until the virus stuff's done with and Chevy can come over, but...
What the hell? I'm having trouble accessing the transmission protocols. Hey, you startled me.
I believe we have a problem in the transmission line. You'll need to interface with the root system. Please follow me. It would take a cunning man to disable our security system.
Yeah, well, that was Mother, not me.
I love the Alien RPG as well, Peter.
Really?
What Joe's talking about is some miniatures and card games that have come out. I think the Upper Deck one's called Bug Hunt or another Bug Hunt.
He was outside the pods when the system went down.
And then there's the larger one from Gale Force 9 called Another Glorious Day in the Core.
Yes, of course. I understand. I will be there soon.
Rickman would have been a great Eisenberg, he really would have.
It's been a while since we've seen new blood around here.
What? Where am I?
You just come out of cold sleep? What are you in for?
Huh?
What crime were you convicted of?
I'm not a convict. I'm a Marine.
Sure you are. And I'm innocent.
I gotta get out of here.
report convict number 16 to prep room B.
That's you. Boy, you must have really pissed somebody off. Out of the freezer and into the frying pan. It's too bad we didn't have more time to get acquainted.
Yeah, I'm heartbroken too.
No sedative for this one.
Yeah, okay. Want me to let you know when it's done?
No need. I will be in the observation room.
The guards alone. Idiots. They're getting sloppy lately.
Must have their minds on other things.
Their mistake.
I suppose realistically, Peter, it's intended to be a shiv rather than a knife, but you know, whatever. See, this is a mission I don't remember overly well, so this should be fun. He doesn't look like a convict. Can we let him out? What we got? Isolate subject. Oh, that's Richter. That's the captain of the smuggling ship, isn't it? Right. So what's it saying? Sorry. Isolate subject on Eisenberg's orders. Maintain constant electronic monitoring. Release only on the doctor's personal authorization. I wonder, can we go in? No, we can't go and save him.
Containment team, report to cell block C.
Oh yeah. Invulnerable. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. That's the one. Apparently, do you remember the Chiva developer I mentioned from the logs? In the first mission, he'd had some ideas for like a developer's cut of AVP2. A gold edition, I suppose, and one of the things he'd wanted to do was to change the Aurora to be... change the Aurora to be the Betty, and make Richter the first owner of the Betty.
Containment team, report to cell block C.
Which I think would have been really interesting having the Betty in it. But then again, I also like keeping the universe not quite so condensed. So having the Aurora be her own thing is also cool as far as I'm concerned.
Certified twos. I want this guy found fast. Like we don't have enough problems already. We still have a bug running around somewhere on level 12.
Goddamn Marines.
I suppose that's us from the Alien campaign that he's talking about. Oh shoot. Handy that the torch would be here.
You'll have the results on the test grid yet.
Cybernetic rejection is down 4%.
Slow and steady wins the race, right? At least it's improvement. That's human ingenuity for you.
is it?
What do you mean?
I hear this gear's derived from artifact technology.
Where'd you get that rumor?
What if we're misunderstanding what it does? We could be putting ourselves in a lot of danger.
No more than when we agreed to come here. Anyway, enough speculation. We've got another batch of data to go through.
I wonder if they're actually referring to the artifact from Primal Hunt with that. Because at the time of writing, these guys didn't know what the artifact was. That was a completely separate thing.
Sample 415. Sample collected during specimen 4A number 40. Introducing pheromone now.
Yeah.
Specimen reacts with increased hostility and aggression. Reducing pheromone now.
I mean, specimen doesn't look like it's doing much. Looks like a dissected alien model. It's actually pretty cool. Or skin, I guess. Sorry. Kind of reminds me of the K species from Extinction. Rykov assures me that the pod security has been restored, yet the personnel remain nervous and edgy. I also hear warning klaxons periodically and reports that Deck 24 has been sealed due to an ongoing contaminant. Rykov explained that this is normal procedure. The floors are evacuated and sealed until chemical treatments can be applied. No guards get hurt that way. Of course, this takes time. I pity the man who fails to get out in time. I can't imagine being trapped in there with one of those things, not after what they did to Hall. So I think the Deck 24 reference might be to the Alien campaign. Certainly looks like something's been wrecking the joint. I think there's a secret on one of these missions. I can't remember how to get to it. I think this is where the Pred aliens were kept, weren't it? Or is it where the Predator stuff's kept? A lot of stuff was reused, I'm not sure which. The General refused again to undergo a physical exam. I have reported this to Dr. Eisenberg, but he does nothing. I fear the General may be chemically dependent. He becomes jumpy and irritable on a regular cycle, disappearing momentarily to return refreshed. If I am right, his actions may have placed us all in jeopardy. The doctor should act. In any event, I have voiced my opinion. My hands are clean. It never works that way. Went down a bit easy. I wasn't using APs there. So I wonder if that's the Pred alien that we let out in the Alien campaign. I do like the torch mechanic as well. You know, I said at the start of this that the hacking tool was something that was unique to this, and so was the torch. I mean, it eventually show up again properly in you know, like Isolation and Colonial Marines, but this was the first to do it, and it was cool. You know, there's some nice little torch moments. Harrison is dead. Rykhov's Lieutenant Dunya just delivered the news. In the aftermath of the bug attack, a convicted labourer jumped to guard. Harrison walked straight into the fight. A flamethrower went off, and then Harrison's ammo belts. Somehow the convict survived. They're hunting him now. Dunya seems especially intent on this. Obsessive almost. I shouldn't blame her. From what Rykov has said, she lost her fiancé when we took down the defence grid. I hope she finds the escaped SOB and kills him. Maybe that will bring us some peace. Oopsie. That was us. And there is Ball. The Predator from the Predator campaign. This is the moment of convergence for, you know, majority of the narrative of the game. Uh-oh, we just woke him up. He follows us around. Oh, I need the hacking tool, don't I? Where's that going to be? Do I have to go under here? Surgery to remove forearm device has failed. Hard to explain. Medically, the specimen was very strong. Then, as the device was removed, pulmonary arrest occurred. Considerable evidence of tamper-proofing within the machinery. What kind of society would prefer its soldiers to die instead of being disarmed? Yeah, Dunya was really interesting. No arguments there. You know, she was the main character in Primal Hunt. But I never played Primal Hunt compared to the amount of times I played this. I don't remember a great deal of her story from that.
You're trembling.
I don't like these things. We shouldn't.
Oh, I should have let him talk. It's alright guys, I'm not gonna get you. Unless you're armed. I was gonna say I'm not a killer. When did they call the Predator Ball? I remember him being called Prince most recently. So it seemed to be one of the internal code names. So there's footage of basically dissected info from pre-alpha stuff, and it has names for all the predators in them.
What?
And it's named. They're all named after various ancient gods. Baal, Mott.
Who are you?
Was one of them. Who else was there? Tiamat.
I'm a Marine, not a delivery boy. Why me?
Because you have half a chance of getting it.
Prince was a fan name. The god names were internal code names.
Once you have my package, we'll talk about your team.
I don't negotiate with corporate spies.
I'm not negotiating. Implantation lab number 2, down the belt, buddy.
Now, if I remember rightly, Tomoko was voiced by Jen Taylor, who actually voiced Cortana in the Halo series. Which is a cool little thing, to be honest, because Alien and Predator would both inspire Halo quite a lot. Can I get the flamethrower? Yay! Any of these open? Oh! Opened as a result of that. Yeah, that one did. It's funny because there was actually nothing inside them when we looked earlier. Okay, that was only the one opened. Yeah, it's in here, isn't it? It's the secret room, and I can't remember how to get to it. It's there, isn't it? Because that's where the egg stuff is.
The eggs are stored in stasis pools. Just don't get too close or they
Oh, shoot.
The door across
Yeah,
the room leads to another egg chamber. There's an override panel there that you can use to disable the power. When they send someone to investigate, you can get out. You know how to swim, right?
So, Joe, in terms of my ideal Predator game, it would definitely be an open world, open universe, single player kind of adventure. Not sure about EVP though, because I don't think I'd necessarily want an open world for EVP. I do like the very narrative driven kind of stories. Shoot. The egg pits is actually an interesting sort of level design. I think, you know, very reminiscent of the blue laser from the Derelict, which I think is probably very intentional. Hunting Grounds is great, but far from the ideal game. Yeah, the problem with Hunting Grounds is it's too buggy and there's just not enough content at the minute. I think it has potential to be amazing, but it's not there yet. Being sarcastic there, Yarman.
We just lost the stasis fields in the egg pits. Must be Genji. This is his style. Transmissions have stopped. I can't triangulate. Strange. It's been quiet since the incident.
Oh, shit. No. Right, so am I supposed to go back through it? Genuinely don't remember. That's the way we came into it. Yeah, Tomoko stuff's really cool. Oh, I didn't need to kill him all then. Did I?
Keep trying, goddammit.
To watch all that. I don't get me wrong, Carmen. I do genuinely enjoy the game. Hunting Grounds, that is. But this, it's just the meaningful content, like maps. Maps is my big thing. It's just been too slow, and I understand obviously the world's... Ah, that poor little monkey. I understand obviously that the team's small and COVID's kicked the crap out of everybody, but I don't know, I think launching with 3 maps and not having some at least already in the bag to go for DLC early on was a mistake. That scientist's doing alright, she's not been nabbed yet. Can we see the face hugger? No. Although I know that General Rykov has no formal education in xenotechnology, his insights into the Zeta site have been quite profound. Indeed, as Rykov speculated, Relic A1 South appears to be an emitter of some sort, whose ultra-high electrical frequencies are ideal for disabling electronic gear, and more strangely, inducing momentary nausea. Whether this is an accidental side effect or some other purpose, or whether A1 South is a weapon, is an issue that may never be answered. Well, thanks, Joe. I'm glad you've enjoyed our streams of Hunting Grounds. Thing is, with any game like that, a lot of it is purely just who you're playing it with. So the same could be said of Colonial Marines when you're playing multiplayer or co-op. There should be an in-depth and well-fleshed-out single-player campaign in Hunting Grounds. It's all hinged on tips for the world building. Now you see, I'm in 2 minds about that, Peter, because the game is a multiplayer game. That's what it was built and developed around. It not necessarily developed around doing any world building. So, apples and oranges, I guess. I mean, it's good that they've done it, but I don't think it was massively necessary that they do it. 10 minutes ago, Dr. Eisenberg's team made limited contact with their missing team. They are alive but isolated. Eisenberg's team is drawing plans for their evacuation now. I put my soldiers at his disposal. Still, I am uneasy. Our communications are limited to our own radio channels. The podcoms are isolated and encrypted to deter industrial espionage, says Eisenberg. Apparently they have had problems with sabotage as well. As if I don't have enough to worry about. Do I think the map situation is budgetary or a part of their release plan? I think it's a bit of everything, Joe. I think, you know, they might not have had the big enough team to crank them out in time for a big release. The work from home situation and the technology involved in making that work might just make it harder for them to do it. I don't know what the situation is in terms of, you know, if they moved on to another game. Is it a smaller team looking after Hunting Grounds content now?
Check the crew quarters. There's an emergency panel at the end of the hall. Override it and you can gain access.
Peter feels like there's too many games today that focus on multiplayer, especially shooters, when it's easy to do both. The game you're playing now is a prime example of that, and that's 20 years ago. Yeah, I feel you, Peter. I feel you. I don't necessarily disagree either. But again, you know, this was at the time a big title, and you know, a proper title that had plenty of money sank into it.
Someone there.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I certainly miss the really strong single player story kind of stuff, but that's another reason that I really like Isolation so much. Is it was a strong single player game. You know, I'm bummed we didn't get the open world Predator game that I'm so desperate for, but I understand that that's not what they had the money for, and yeah, it is a shame, Peter. I'm still holding out for my my new AVP with all that and customizable content. Again, I miss that so much. I've been here 3 weeks inside the pods. I feel like I'm on a research vessel in orbit around Earth, nice and safe. Sharp has been kind since I arrived. Some things bother me though. I thought this place was strictly medical, but I wonder. I've met a physicist, Adam Post. He said he was studying the relics of Zeta Site, which I first took to mean the pilot ruins that run everywhere beneath the surface. He corrected me though, it's a younger species, he said, certainly not indigenous, with powerful energy technologies. He added that the technology was far more powerful than what he'd been building for the old WD. Weapons Division. Then he blushed and shut up. I sure he meant Weapons Division. I think he wanted to impress me and then realised I wasn't supposed to know. Still, he's very cute, so maybe I'll forgive his warlike tendencies. So that's interesting to me because, you know, it sounds like there was some crossover with the Hunting Grounds the Primal Hunt team. That's not what it sounded like. Is this where I get stuck? I know, those poor guards, they just get mowed down. Ovomorph. I didn't realise it was this old. I thought it was from Colonial Marines. Wow. Right, you cower. I had to write to you immediately. I think something's very wrong. My friend Adam Post was accused of misplacing, possibly stealing artifacts from his lab. I know he couldn't have because he was with me at the time, but his ID card shows him authorising their removal. He thinks that Rykov must have been involved. I feel uncomfortable going to Dr. Eisenberg about this, but I'm sure he'd want to know. I think this was a serious security breach. Can you help? Certainly. Oh, not more of them. More to mow down. I'm not doing the multiplayer 2COV. I'm just practicing for our upcoming Let's Play of the Marine campaign. No worries, Alistair. I'm probably near the end of it, to be honest. It's only been on for 2 hours. I'll be on again tomorrow, you know, about the same time, for another 2 hours. Your last note has me very worried. You're not describing the same man that I knew. Eisenberg wasn't calm or methodical. He was arrogant and cocky, took big risks with his father to back him up. Other things, he was wimpy, got winded walking stairs. From your stories, he's been on a serious vitamin regimen or something. Of course, people change when they go through things like Expedition 1, but that doesn't mean you should work with them. More foreshadowing of Heisenberg being part synthetic. Dear Alice, in reply to your question, you know the rules. You may be my sister, but I'm sticking to public info. Safer that way. Rykov used to be USCM, a general, discharged after an incident on Korari, Jungle Planet. So we see that at the start of the Predator campaign. Messy affair, very badly injured, sole survivor. Told crazy stories about invisible killers. Lucky to get a medical discharge. Story is confused there. Marine docs say Rykov broke his spine, suffered paralysis, but later, when he pops up in mercenary circles, his back seems fine. As a merc, his record is great but violent. He's pretty free with looting too, likes jobs where he won't be supervised and can walk away with a bonus. That last part is rumour though. Where are you? Gods. Thanks, dude. I never finished that map myself, actually. I could never get like the last 2 or 3, and then I'd get stuck when I'm altered into a queen. No plans for anything Twitch related. We're doing you know, all our streaming through YouTube. Hey, Cradon. Yeah, I'm just practicing for the Let's Play. It's happening. We should be recording it next week, so you might see it sooner rather than later. Oh, I know he's nearby. I won't mind doing some videos of the the custom content, you know, like the Hadley's Hope map. You know, I'm a big fan of the AVP inspired ones. You know, like the Open Pyramid Project, Under the Hunter's Moon, stuff like that. Ah, oh, it's Dunya's quarters. My buttercup, my little muffin, sweetest of sweets. At night it's so hard to be without my angel. The thought of you arouses me. I shiver for you, yearn for you. So, Dimitri is a bit thirsty. That's an AVP1 reference. Odo Bennis Station. That's the space station that's in orbit of LV-426. Didn't realise there was actually narrative connections in the game, because I thought the whole thing about them following data from the derelict to LV-1201 was purely in like all the marketing stuff. Right, how are we getting out of here? I can't remember. Music tells me I'm about to get in some trouble.
Someone there?
Someone is there. Oh, it's you. Yeah, I agree, Joe. I love the Nostromo-esqueness of the pods. They're the same.
Guess it was nothing.
Wasn't. Oh, that is a lot of orange guys. Unexpected xenomorph activity. They aren't usually active during the day. Distress call received. Dropship security arrived 8 minutes earlier. 2 synthetics recovered. I wonder if that's around all the Queen being stolen. I understand that we have lost relics from the Zeta site. It is one thing for us to misplace artifacts. Those are valuable, of course, but they are outside of my focus. I hope you understand that this does not apply to our specimen containment. Our arrangements will become very strained if I discover specimens have gone missing as well. So I can't think what they're talking about. What Rykov? Couldn't be when they capture the main predator and steals his helmet, could it? Oh, Joe, you're doing that in your 3D printing that, the Nostromo.
The disc is on the table. Pick it up.
What table? Or is it down there? Where's that?
Okay. Now meet me near the exit lift. Once we make the trade, I'll help you find your friends.
On the morning of October 4th, Dr. Bethany Clemens failed to properly initialize the safeguard override system. As a result, a single stage 1 xenomorph escaped into the general implantation area. Oh, she got hugged. Randomly had. I'll let him know too, Cough. And thank you, it is very much appreciated. A lot of hard work does go into the site and the podcasts and everything, so it is genuinely appreciated. Thank you. To the main left.
Alright, looks like the elevators are back online. Hurry!
Well, the scientist's still there having a whimper. Uh-oh. I imagine Wayland is massively rich. Yeah, Ridgetop's cool, dude.
Something's wrong. You gotta get out of there.
Glad you enjoyed smashing his face in there. Oh, it's still not the mission finished, is it? McCain's log is complete through his departure from the pods and the commencement of Operation Savior.
Someone there?
Security reached on implantation sector 3. There's a maintenance passage behind those consoles. See if you can pry one open.
Oops. I thought you were armed. This is supposed to be, actually.
You've got to get out of that pod fast.
I'm going, Tom, I'm going. I feel like I might get myself blown up. Yeah, no. It's probably my team going into it, or am I going to get blown up? me in. I'd like to, but you're not. Am I missing something? And this is why we practice before doing the actual Let's Plays.
Head back across the Skyway.
I would not want to be doing this. Cool sight though. Wouldn't say I've got a fear of heights or anything, but this would absolutely make me cack myself.
There should be a hatch there. It'll drop you down into a backup lift. You can get to the surface from there.
Alright, what's the puzzle here? No puzzle. Is this with the Predator? Oh, this might be it. When...
What the hell is that?
Something's on the roof.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Dropship 1, pull up immediately. Dropship 1, report. Over.
That overlaps a lot more than I thought it did. Try that again, shall we? Ah, there we go, you can see it, yeah, nice.
What the hell is that? Something's on the roof. Holy shit.
Dropship 1, pull up immediately. Dropship 1, report. Over.
Sorry guys. Do you think they could ever do an Alien game where you were infected early on and get it out and stop the... Well, I think that was a mechanic in Alien Resurrection. In Alien Resurrection. Where you could actually be chest burst, you could actually be face hugged, and you had to get to surgery stations to save yourself. And Thanatos Encounter had a fun thing where if you lost a Marine... Right, that is actually me done for the night, guys. Come on. And Thanatos Encounter and Infestation, the handheld games had mechanics where when you lost a character you could go into the alien hives to rescue them and bring them back, which was cool. It was something that actually blew me away quite a bit in Thanatos Encounter because I wasn't expecting it, and then to see it return in Infestation was really cool, because I think that's a game that doesn't get enough credit, basically. Very good game, very good game. But anyway, thank you everybody who stuck with us for this stream. Stuck with me, sorry. I'm on my belly Todd this time. I'll be back tomorrow about the same time to try and finish off the campaign on stream, and then we'll do a proper Let's Play with Adam and I on the YouTube channel with our content. See you tomorrow, everybody.